In front of me is a Motorola One Zoom, and today I'll go over an unboxing along with a brief overview of the device. So, to get started, this is the box that it will come in. Now, this box is already a little bit scuffed up and beat down. That's because the device inside is already also used, so keep in mind that it won't be in a pristine condition as it will normally be after you buy a new device. So, getting it first open. There we go. Set that on the side. So there's the device itself. I'm gonna take it out, and it's already set up, and as you can see, so I'm gonna set it to the side and come back to it in a moment. So we got some cardboard that the device is laying, so no one cares about that. Instructions, no one cares about that. Cable for charging, Type C, fairly nice. And we got the charger itself. Let's see. It is a, where is the rating of it? So sorry if it's not focused, I'm trying to read it myself right now. So it's 5 watts, 2 amps, right? Yep, 5 watts, 2 amps. Charger, so just a mediocre one. Then some wired headphones in 2020. I also don't really think people care about those anymore. And the tool to eject your tray. Cool. I just toss that to the side. And then we got the device itself. It would be nice if it would actually fit in the entire camera. Barely. So, the device, I assume, I'm not actually entirely sure. I think it comes with this little protection for it, considering it's designed by Motorola on the side. So I assume it comes with a device and a box. So it's a normal kind of silicone kind of thingy. So I just set that on the side so you can get a better look of the device and how it looks like without it. So on the back we got some quadruple camera along with the LED and nice matte finish. It's kind of like a brushed aluminum, but not the same texture. It's just smooth, like kind of frosted glass. Nice to the touch, I would say. Then the 4 cameras, just to go straight to it while we're on the back. The main one is a 48 megapixel wide. Then you got the 8 megapixel telephoto and 16 megapixel ultra wide. And when it comes down to the recording, it records at 4K at 30 frames or 1080p at 60 and 30 frames to be expected. And then moving to the front camera, while we're at the camera section. The front camera is a 25 megapixel that also records at 1080p at 30 frames or 720 at 240 frames, which will be the slow-mo. So this is just the slow-mo version. Now, going back to the back, you can see that there is this Motorola logo, and not sure how well it will be visible, but this logo actually lights up, as you can see right now. You can see that it lights up. So, based on just turn off the light, so you can get a better view of the brightness of this. So, a nice touch, I would say. Kind of like, well, I guess not Razer, Asus phones, but a little less gamerly looking. So nice touch. Then moving on to the front of the display. The size of the display is 6.39 inches at 1080p resolution. So the exact resolution of it is 1080 by 2340. And when it comes down to pixels per inch, it's 403 pixels per inch. So this display won't be super sharp as some other flagship devices, based on the fact that it's a fairly big display and only has 1080p display. But the display itself is fairly nice. It's a super AMOLED, so the blacks will be super deep, and overall the color and contrast of the images will look really nice. And then moving on to the specifications of the device. So this device boasts a 4GB RAM version with a Snapdragon 675 and built-in 128GB of storage with 4000 milliamp battery and Android 9. So those are the probably key components of it. Now, all of that, keep in mind this device was released, if I'm correct, September 2019, so not too long ago. I mean, about a half a year ago. And for the price that they charging, which I think it's $400 and around $30, this device is, I would say, not worth it. If you have the option, I would go with probably more of a Chinese brands like Huawei, as long as you stick, for instance, to as far as P30. Anything past P30 will be kind of bad because they lose the Google services. But the price and performance will be better than this, with the price tag of, well, maybe not necessarily as low as this, but if you go to Mate 20, you'll probably pay as much for way better performance and device itself. So also the last thing probably that I didn't mention is the charging. So it has a 15 watts charging, so just a fast charging, nothing special there. I won't blow you away with a 15-minute full battery or something like that, so just keep that in mind. And you also have the teardrop or whatever it's called notch. So I'm not sure, some people are a fan, some people hate it, so take it as you like. Now let's also look at the device all around. So it looks like an aluminum frame all around. At the bottom you have a headphone jack, which is, well, kind of nice that it still has it, but then again it's also 2020 and primarily people stopped using headphone jacks anyway. Then you have the Type-C charging port. Then you have a power button with this nice kind of texture on it, so you can actually feel that you're on the power button. And above that you have the volume rockers, you have the antenna bands, and at the top you have the SIM tray. And I believe there's one more. Oh, no, okay, so there's only the one on the top. So you have the SIM tray, then you have microphone, some speaker grills, and it looks like the speaker grills are only on the top. Maybe I should, not really paying attention how it looks. So right here you have the speaker grills, microphone here, SIM tray, and see it right here. Yeah, so yes, that's basically the device all around and how it looks like. And yeah, now if I'm correct, it also has a under display fingerprint, but I might be incorrect about that one. I'm gonna quickly check it just so I can be certain. Fingerprint, let's see, set up. We can also get a look on how quick this is. So yep, so it has a on display fingerprint. Let's set it up quickly and then we can get a look on how well it works. Okay, so it works fairly quickly. I guess it doesn't necessarily try to detect it every time the display is off, as you can see, as other devices would. You actually have to, for instance, move it. It detects movement. As you can see, whenever I move it, it then shows up the information on it, and you can actually press your finger and it will unlock it. Other devices, for instance, might beat up Huawei that I have right here. Opinion completely unbiased. actually shows up the sensor right away when it actually detects, well, also movement, but then it also works just by tapping on it. It shows it up, and you can probably barely see it because it's fairly faint. But even when it's dark, you can slap your finger on it and it will unlock it no matter what. So this is basically the device, and yeah. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.